You needed it.
Chickens you used to steal,
I don't feel no more.
rabbits you used to shoot.
I don't shoot no more. Girl, you used to chase. I don't chase no more.
Get ready, brother. Your time has come. Stand up, you sinner. We got you at last. You can't get away. There's no time to play. Your finish is going to be fast. Brothers and sisters, come on, get hot. We'll amputate your bodovio and tie your bones in a knot. Bid it, did it down. Did it, did it, da da down. Did it, did it, da 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 down. Bip it up, bound. Did it, did it, down, down. Did it, did it, da 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 da. any excuse. So loom, well, till we fix up the loop. Swing your sinner for making chicken elope. You're at the end of your rope, so just give up all hope. Swing your sinner. We'll stretch you like a giraffe, maybe put you in half. Just give us a laugh. Swing your sinner.
And a one fish, two fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. Hey, Willie. How you doing? Oops, YouTube goes over there. Mr. Charles won't be with us tonight. I think he had to work today and he's got to work tomorrow or something like that. Where am I? Where am I? I'm going to dismiss you. I'm in the wrong window. What did that say? Warning, my bitrate's too low or something. Oh, stop that. Stop that. Just back from the film festival. Ooh, film festival time. All right, let's come over here. Let's double check and make sure YouTube. I'm working on the cinnamon outfit. Let's do this. All right, let's come over here. Let's double check and make sure YouTube. I'm working on the cinnamon outfit. All right, there we go. Sound check is all good. Yo, DZ, how are you doing? Good to see you. Oh, Charles is in here. Let me do the shout outs. Willie. There we go. And also, I don't know if there's anybody else here, but check out the awesome sauce. That's D Zhang. Absolutely incredible 3D artist. DZ is magic. There we go. I was working a little on the beanie today. I think I'm going to work more on the boots, but let's take a look at where I left off. This is a sweater dress outfit for the fall, even though it's got bare shoulders. I think I'm in kind of good shape in Marvy Designer. So actually, I think I'll take the time. First things first, I think we'll get the outfit chopped up and ready for exporting. So let's do this. Let's open project. Cinnamon dress is where we are, and cinnamon boots. I actually, if I can get to it, I'm going to try to finish at least the modeling on the cinnamon boots. This is how the outfit is looking. So it's a sweater dress with a scarf. I'm going to cannibalize the pantyhose from the MVP outfit, and we're going to add slouch boots to this. And I did a little bit of work on the hat, so the hat's a little bit better looking. It's a knit cap. So there's a little bit of work to do over here. I'm kind of happy with how everything's kind of right now, but I'm gonna rearrange the scarf. I think the big thing with the scarf is I want to merge it back together. But for practicality's sake, I might chop it in half and flip it a little bit, just for UV purposes. We need cuffs, we need hems, I need trim. What am I going to call that? I'm going to refer to that as shawl. That's what we're calling that. All right, let's try some stuff in here. First off, let's make you. Come on. I'm going to say dress. That is cap. I've actually done a little bit of work on the cap. Thanks, I appreciate that. So I'm not going to put the cap on the same map as the rest of this stuff. Let's break out these materials here. I'm going to say dress. No, we're just going to say scarf. Let's just do that. I think I will put the scarf on the same map as this, as the dress. The pantyhose, I'm not sure if I'm going to fit that onto the same map here or not. Clever me would do it that way. and then the boots might be a separate thing. I'm probably, what I'm thinking is I think I'm going to rearrange the UVs so that the dress, the scarf, and the hose will be on the same map, and then the beanie will get its own, and I'll probably just make that a 2K, and same thing with the boots. We'll do that. All right, so let's start getting more materials in here. So this will be dress trim, and I'm going to do sleeves. I'll do arm trim. Let's copy you. Trim. Arms. And that'll be any trim that's over here that you won't be able to see. What did I just call that again? Shawl? I think that's what it is. Maybe I should look up sweater dress patterns. Sweater dress parts. Let's see what Google says. Parts of a sweater dress. What are the different parts of a sweater called? Shoulder, yoke. Should I call that maybe, you know what? I think I'm going to call that dress shoulders. And then we'll have dress shoulders trim. Yeah, I like that. Good call. That's a little more sensible. So dress trim shoulders. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to need trim for the sleeves. Uh-oh. Your brand new keyboard. What the hell? That doesn't bode well. Having a key stick on a brand new freaking keyboard. Sleeves. Let's copy that. This will be trim. I'll say hem. I am going to have a little bit at the top, and we'll call that the trim for the collar. Oh, I got an extra space in there. I'm going to have to fix that. Collar. Hem, collar, dress, sleeves, shoulders, and arms. So that's all good. Let's say dress. All right, I need sleeves. Do that. And I need shoulders. And this part up here is the shoulders. And actually, I am going to just say dress scarf, even though it'll be a separate part. Or I'll just say scarf. We'll just say scarf. And do I want trim on the scarf? I think we're going to put trim on the scarves, and we'll also put ends. So let's scarf, trim, and I'm going to put ends. So we'll set up little zones on the end that can be separate in case I want to transmat fringes, but I don't think I'm going to put fringe on this thing. Trim, ends. Okay, I think we're good. So everything right now is dress. So let's start doing this. You're going to become, actually, you're going to become scarf trim to start with. And I'm going to merge most of this together, I think. I'll do that in that. And if I do a merge on that, hopefully it lines up properly. Oh, you're already running slow. Boo. And then we'll just merge these two together. And then I'm going to merge these. So I had it chopped up into parts when I was wrapping it around because it was a little easier just to do it that way. Just going to merge these two. Okay, you know what? We probably don't need any of those. So let me just... Oh, I think you came apart. I think I lost my sewing. Hopefully... Nope, I think I merged this up wrong. I'm going to have to back this up. And I have to do this a little more slowly this time. I'm going to do baby steps. I think I might have screwed up on the first merge. Oh yeah, I merged that to that, and I should have merged this to this. So let's do it this way. That was my mistake. And let's merge those. That's good. And then that gets sewn to this. Is good. Are we still happy over here? We're still happy over here. Okay. And then we'll just merge down through here. Now let's see if we're still on track. And that's the halfway point. And I'm going to leave those split just for purposes of being able to stack this onto a UV map a little better. Now we can lose those. Probably good. All right, let's chop up. We'll do the ends first. I'm going to make them, I think maybe we'll do like 60 on those. Offset is an internal line. Let's say 60, actually 50, 2 inches. Say okay on that. We'll cut and sew those. And I'm gonna do little trims on these. I don't know if I really need these or not, but it's the sort of thing that if they're not there and I later on decide I want them, it's gonna be tricky to get them back in. So we'll just add little 5mm cuts in there. And we'll cut and sew those. Just because, okay, everything was assigned to trim to start with. And let's go through and set up our colors so we can kind of see what we're doing. With everything being white, it'd be really easy to screw up. So I'm going to apply that to dress. Apply you to dress trim. Apply you to dress trim arms. Got too many spaces in it, and one is too many. You are going to be dress trim shoulders. Has got a freaking space in it too. Doy. And sleeves has got a freaking space in it. Frickin'. Let's apply that. Dress trim hem. I think I fixed that one actually, is where I noticed it going amok. And I need some different colors here. And now we're on the scarf. All right. Now we got our colors assigned. All right, you are scarf. You are scarf. I'm gonna make these the ends. The end is now. All right, we need, I want to put trim through here. So, and we'll do the same thing here. These are going to be my little 5mm trims. I'm also going to add a little trim line on the edges here. So offset is an internal line. We should be doing 5s, right? All right, roll in, right click on a yellow line and cut and sew. And hold on, I'm gonna cancel that. I'm gonna break the linked editing on all of this. So let's remove linked editing. And then we're gonna, hopefully I can just select the lines I want without it whining too much. All right, let's cut and sew those. If I say yes, does that work? That might have worked. The easy way is to grab all of this stuff and apply dress trim shoulders to all of it, and then it's easier for me to just take dress shoulders and just apply to the big parts. Oops, except everything's still selected. Doy. There and there. Oh, I did want to put little cuts through here, just so I have little trims running along the edges of those. Right click, cut and sew. I am looking for dress trim shoulders. Hopefully drop that there and there. Probably good. At some point I'm going to rearrange this a little bit better. Beanie's going to be on its own map, so we're going to kind of ignore that. Alrighty, now we're going to chop this up. I didn't say cuff, did I? And I don't need, do I still need, I don't think I need these points. We'll lose that. And you know what I'm going to now? Yeah, let's, I'm going to make let's take the linked editing off of these. And I do actually want to leave, I'm going to actually kind of run a line. Last time I exported, my internal lines looked like they were going out welded. So I might be able to get away with doing this. Also, did I just remembered. I think I quadded these. Yeah, they are quads. Okay. Moving along. Did I say sleeve trim cuffs? I don't think I have the trim cuffs, do I? I need trim cuffs in here somewhere. And I'm going to change that color. Okay, are you guys still linked? You are still linked, so I can do this just on one side right now. Offset as an internal line. 25. 35. I'm going to do 35. Okay on that. Cut and sew. I'm going to put a little trim line right on here on this one. So that one's going to be 5. And cut and sew that. All right, while I'm zoomed in, I'm looking for trim sleeves. There it goes. I'll get that there. Put that there. I gotta go do the other side. Oh, and sleeves. Since I'm at it, which one are you sleeves? There we go. Alrighty. I'm going to put a little, I'm going to trim line through here. Is that still? That's not linked anymore. Okay, I'm going to run a trim line through there. And while I'm at it, which one have used the back? That's the back. All right. Oh no, let's do this one first. This is going to be a little thicker. I'm going to make this. This will be 35. Did that not go? It's thinking about it. Cut and sew. And that is trim hem. Yay. All right. That's actually trim collar right up in there. And this will be dress trim through here. Except I think I'm going to do this in baby steps. Can I undo selections? I can. Sweet. Offset is internal line. We're back to 5 again. Cut and sew those. That is dress trim, collar. Okay, now we'll do the arms. Okay, we'll cut and sew those eventually. And that's dress trim, arms. And then I'm going to run a little line down the back along here. And those are just dress trims. I'm going to zoom in and then I can cut and sew. And I think that gets this chopped up. I think that's good. I'm probably going to smooth this out in ZBrush. Because you can see the pantyhose popping through here. Oh, which will be the tights. Because you can see that right there. So I think I'm going to probably take that out a little bit. Is that working? You know, the hat's invisible. I'm probably going to touch that up too later on to make sure it doesn't hit the cap. All right, let me hit save. So now I'm going to fit this to the base, and then I'm also going to fit it to Genesis 8. I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, I need to lose these for just a couple of minutes. I just hit save, so let me just make sure. Let me rearrange the UVs before I do this. And I think we're going to rotate you guys. And we'll just stack you up in here somewhere. And let me see, you know what? It would make maybe a little more sense if I just kind of centered that. And I actually am going to flip it so the ends are opposite each other. because I don't think I really. I almost can fit that in there, can't I? And it would probably make sense to do that. You know what? That's not going to be too bad. I think that'll be. Although I'm going to have a lot of extra space up here, which maybe I can fit the beanie in later. I've already UV mapped the beanie separately, so I think I'll probably set it up so that its UVs will sit up in. There's going to be a dead zone up in here. And so you know what? For the time being, I'm just going to stick this down in here. It doesn't make any difference. Let's go take a look at our TD, our UV editor, reset to 2D arrangement and fit, and I got a lot of room in there. I almost could just jam the boots in there, except I like to do boots on one map, mirrored with each other. So I'm thinking I can probably make this tighter. I wonder if I put the dress here, I bring you over here, I run that up and down, I put the sleeves on top of each other. I actually kind of want this stuff to all, I don't really want to rotate any of these because I want my, although if I have to, I kind of want my knitting pattern to run up and down, which actually I want that to happen in here too. So let's turn you off. So maybe I will get this, stack the sleeve here, put that there, and then I can run the scarf over here. I think we'll do that. And the positioning of the cap isn't overly important at this point. So I'm just going to kind of get it out of the way. And then we'll see if we can. This is the front, this is the back. Let's put the front on top, over the back. So just kind of maybe. I got a lot of room in there for those sleeves though, don't I? I'm thinking. I could always just take this apart again and just stack it up over in here, here and here, pull this down, and then maybe shove the beanie in some of the dead space. So I think I will take we'll separate out the scarf again. It almost makes sense to kind of do. How am I looking? Let's take a look. And just you're gonna be in here somewhere. We'll shove knit cap in there. Let's see. Now it's gonna push. Can I get both sleeves? I can't actually get both sleeves up in there. I'm thinking we put you over here. We stack these on top. maybe we put the sleeves in here together. I got part of that. I don't want that. That might work. I'm trying to leave logical room for the knit cap to fit on the same map. Although part of me would really like to have these both going that way. And then maybe I just run the knit cap over on the edge. I think that's what we're going to do. So let's put you down there for a minute. I have a little bit, I can run all of this stuff up and north a little bit. Or just put you, it would be nice to have these stacked next to each other. So I think I'm going to grab all of this. I got that edge. And maybe just run you up to about there. Pull you over. Dang it, I got part of that arm. Let's try that again. Pull you over a little bit. I'm a little optimistic I'm going to have enough excess room where I can fit the knit cap in. I think this is going to be a little better. Let's go back into the UV editor. All right, reset the 2D. Fit all, because I got that stupid cap all the way up there. Can I just grab you and fit you like so? Yeah, and I got room over here where I can put the cap in. I think, yeah, I think the cap will fit nicely in here. I think that'll be fine. The UV mapping on the other cap is a little, well, it kind of needs this much room. So maybe, you know what, I'm going to maybe make sure I leave like that, and then we'll just fit. I could probably push these around a little bit to fit that in a little bit better. Let's go back to the, not the UV editor. I'll actually play with this. Oops, they're still linked. Let's remove the linked editing on those so I can do this. Oh, you snugged in there nicely, didn't you? I think that'll work. Oops, I clicked on the wrong thing. I didn't want the pattern window. No, I don't want pattern drafter. No, I just want the 3D window. Pattern drafter, go away. Where's my 3D window? Damn you. All right, let's redo this. That'll be good. Okay. That's not horribly inefficient. All right, now I'm going to hit save. I'm happy with how this is laid out. Now I'm going to do a save as. Let's save you as Cinnamon Dress G9 base. Right, that is water. All right, we're going to morph this into the Genesis 9 base, and then I need to bring in a pair of panties or leggings at this point to also use with the dress. So let's get the morph target in here first. G9 avatars. I'm going to need Daz for this part. Let's put you there. Let's bring you over here. I still have to reshape the leggings a little bit, but for the most part, I managed to make a nice, good cut off the pantyhose. So, let's load in Genesis 9. Let's navigate over to where Cinnamon outfit is. People, G9, clothing, Cinnamon outfit. There's the leggings. Formerly the MVP pantyhose. But I took the feet off. It needs a little bit of cleanup right through here. But because it's a little crooked. But other than that, it's pretty close. So I can tweak that just a little bit with Blender. But in the meantime, I just need a copy of this. I'm not even going to change the resolution or anything because it's not important. So I'm going to export you to over here. Heights for avatar, G9 base. Gonna do that. Save. Should be good. Pop back over to here. All right, we're ready to apply the G9 base as a whatchamacallit, as a morph target. And we'll just wait, let it settle around for a little bit. Okay, now we're going to bring those hose in. Import add OBJ. There's the tights. Get those in here. I think this is all good. And then we'll do that so that make sure it fits over. So that's looking good. Let's get this stuff exported out. I do actually want this to sit over here. I really kicked up the friction on that to make it really sticky. So it kind of, oh man, now all right, let's try this again. Well, you're just totally not laying the way I want. It's what I want it to do, and then what it really wants to do. And seldom are they the same thing. All right, I think that's good. The idea is if you wear that without the dress, you get a little bit of coverage anyhow. That's what I'm going for here. Although, you know, I could maybe make you a little... Are you... Oh, you're pinned to the shoulder. Let's take that pin out and see how this goes. Edit tack. I got a tack over here. I'm just going to delete. And now we're... and then I can just adjust this slightly better shape. I'm probably going to adjust the... If this works out, I may not have to do too much adjustment for the G9. I would like a little more shape in there instead of you getting too flat. But of course you don't want to do that. You know, probably just a little bit like that. All right, I think we're ready. We're going to do a couple of exports. I'm not seeing too much of a panty line, but I'm probably going to smooth that out anyhow. So let's just select everything, and then I'm going to, can I just deselect Monsieur Beanie and Monsieur Scoff? I think that's good. File, export, OBJ selected. I got all my trims. Last I saw, these were all quads. So this could be cinnamon sweater dress G9 base. All right, I was mucking around with this earlier. There we go. Just making sure. I did that thing earlier today where I actually exported something with thickness. Just so it's for the beanie, so that the beanie would have actual thickness. The beanie's not going to be dynamic. All right, that's good. I'm going to just take you and export you as a cinnamon scarf. File, export, OBJ selected. Cinnamon scarf G9 base. Okie dokie. I think I'm good. I'm going to hit save on this. Now we'll try to bring it up for G8. We'll see how that goes. So we're going to reload cinnamon dress. There we go. And then I don't need this. So I need a pair of the tights for G8. Actually, I probably should export this out at the proper resolution, because I do have to make a little bit of an adjustment on this. I just remembered that. Where are we? Resolution. Let's set you to base. Let's turn the smoothing off. Let's re-export you over tights avatar. Tights for avatar. I'm just going to say tights. Submit in tights. Cinnamon tights G9 base. Should be good. Okay. All right, let's do it for the, I'm just going to hide you. And hide you. You weren't fitted. Oh, well. C'est la vie. Get our G8F in here. Yep, come on, Daz. There we go. All right, let's go over to here. This is the recent one, right? Yep, there we go. All right, let's turn the smoothing and stuff off. Mesh resolution. I'll set you back to base. Smoothing off. Let's export that. Tights G8 female. Okie dokie. All right, let's fit this to the Genesis 8 female now. We'll load in. I'm going to try the 97%. I've been experimenting with a slightly larger Genesis 8 avatar shape. So let's try this. I'm going to add to workspace as a morph target. Say okay. I'm especially... I'm not crazy about that. I'm going to try that. I might go with that, but I think I'm going to do a slightly smaller one. So we're just going to redo this. Let's reload you. And I know it's weird. The hat's not... The hat's deactivated, so that's why it's looking funny. All right, this one right here, the 94.1% size. I'm going to use that one instead. So we're going to load you in as a morph target and say okay. See how this goes. Oh, I still have the stupid tights in here. Let's get rid of those. I like that better. That's a better fit. All right, let's get those Genesis 8 tights in here. And of course, I'm over in another directory now because I loaded in a morph target from someplace. There we go. Let's do you. You're just going to be an avatar. Say okay. You came in at the wrong size. Damn it. Because you know what I need to do? I need to do... I'm going to leave that. I do need that, but I'm going to rescale you. $94.1. All right, now we're going to re-export the tights. I'm going to put a notation 94.1 on here so I know that it's scaled tights. Pop over here. All right, let's try this again. Import add OBJ. We want these. And okay on that. And then we'll just do that and let it... I'm a little loose through the waist. I think I'm going to maybe just touch that up in ZBrush. All right, I'm going to tweak this just a little bit so it covers the chest a little better. And then we'll export these out. Do I have a pin in here? I got rid of the pin. Okay, excellent. You're sliding back off, even though I made you sticky. I think we're going to go with that. All right. Select those. File, export, OBJ selected. You are going to be Cinnamon Scarf G8 female. I'm going to save that. I'm going to say okay. I'm having a thought, but it'll pass. All right, let's get the rest of this. Select everything, and then deselect the parts I don't want. That'll be the easy way to do it. And then save this file, export OBJ selected. Dum 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 dum. Sweater dress G8 female. Is good. Okie dokie. I think those settings were right. I don't know. Let's see how this goes. Let me make sure to save this, but not over the other one. Save as Simon dress G8. I could say G8F, but G8 female spelled out makes it easier for me to read. Okie dokie. Let's hide you. And the tights didn't come on, so we'll hide that. And let's bring you back and let's rig. So activate import. Head over to here. Let's do the sweater dress. G9 base. Can say okay on that. I think it's fine. I'm gonna get the shorts in here. I had those, didn't I? There's the tights. You're not parented though. Are you actually attached? It is. I just have the parenting screwed up. So I'm going to have to fix those at some point. All right, let's right off the bat, let's just throw a D-Force modifier on there and simulate and see if anything really bad happens. There's an awful lot of material in there. And it'll just get worse when I put a scarf in here. It didn't explode. It is running a little slow. That's almost to be expected. I think that's going to be good enough. So I'm going to stop you. Clear that. All right, let's rig. There's my transfer tool hidden on my toolbar. Genesis 9 favorites is what you are. Cinnamon sweater dress G9 base. Let's use the loose dress template because of the shoulders. I'm not sure how this will work now that I think about it. Those shoulders can probably be a little scary. Right, I think that did it. Nope, it's still thinking. Impatiently waiting. And we're done. Okay, so we'll hop over here. I want to change the name of that to get rid of that base. All right, let's clean up the material names. Let's get rid of the Marvelous Designer garbage. So a lot of this stuff I don't have to do twice for the Genesis 8 version because I'll just use the transfer tool and it'll keep like these same surface names. It'll also come in with already some adjustment morphs built in that you get when you do the transfer tool with the Genesis 9 version. Also, it'll just have my materials kind of set up already. I think it also will have the smoothing modifier already done. So I save a little bit of time by taking this and just transferring it over to Genesis 8. But we will reshape it, so that's the reason. We'll update the base shape of the geometry to fit a little better. So I think that is good. There's a few more things. Am I in scene? No, let's go. Let's pop over the surfaces. Let's plop in a D-Force modifier. I'm just going to, I think I'm just going to set this dynamic strength to 0.9, and we always set the bend stiffness down to 0.1. And I'm going to throw on my generic shader here at this point. That'll come in handy later on. The thing I like about this is it collapses all the, it hides a lot of the materials. So the 5 that I really need, or the 6, are all on one screen now where I can see them. So that is good. D-force modifier is on. Let's do the couple other things. Edit geometry, convert to sub D. Edit geometry, add the smoothing modifier. Because of the way I do things, tends to work out to set that to generic on the mesh smoothing. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to press that memorize button so that it remembers all of these settings. And then we'll save this as a figure prop asset. And there's the tights. The latest version is this one right here, these 2s. These I'm going to get rid of eventually. That's just a working file. So this is going to be Cinnamon Sweater Dress. Is good. Product. Cinnamon outfit. There we go. Vendor. That's me. Name of this outfit. Cinnamon outfit. Cinnamon sweater dress. G9. Looking good. Yo, Willie. Hey, take care. More movies. Enjoy your movies, man. I hope you managed to catch a few good ones today. Later today, that is. That's true for you. All right, I think this is all good to go. We're wardrobe dress looks good. We're going to accept. And it's going to get saved out. All right, let's do the scarf. I think I'm done with this. Did I save you? I did. I think I did. I'm going to hit save. I'm going to close. I think I'm done with Marvelous Designer. I will probably need to go back, but maybe not on stream. I might need to go back to the original one and use that as the base feminine shape later, depending on how this looks. If I come over here and dial in the feminine shape, that actually isn't too bad. I might be able to live with that. I don't know. We'll see. Anywho, let's do the scarf. Activate import. I did save the scarf, right? Base something 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 scarf. Scarf G9 base. There we go. Gonna accept that. I'm gonna call that a top. We'll use a loose bodysuit template on that one. And actually, let's check a D-force modifier on here and hit the simulate button and see if anything bad happens. This is actually running faster than it was just a short while ago. I'm totally going to make a morph that will flatten that puppy out. And that'll come in handy for making some additional morphs. Anyhow, that looked like it went nice enough. So let's rig this as actually a figure. Good old transfer tool. G9 favorites, select the scarf. I'm going to use the loose bodysuit template, and we'll just accept that. It's still thinking. It's still thinking. All right, let's run over here and apply the D-force modifier. I have nothing selected. And it whined about that, rightfully so. I'm going to rename you just to be G9. There we go. Now we'll put that D-force modifier on here. We'll make a couple adjustments here. You know what? I'm going to set you to 0.9 to start with for my dynamic strength. 0.9. That might be why it's running a little faster. I don't know. Bend stiffness, of course, always goes to 0.1. That one thing prevents 90% of all explosions. I don't get a lot of explosions ever since I started doing that. All right, we're going to apply my generic shader. Boop. All right, I am... Oh, yeah, we got to clean up the names of these. Let's pop over here with the geometry editor tool and get rid of this garbage. All right, I think that's good. Did I get all the things? No, we still want to put on... Do I want the smoothing? You know what? I can take them off later. But I think for right now, we'll put on the subdivision and the smoothing modifier. So convert to sub D. And add the smoothing modifier. So I think that's a good starting point. Let's save you as a figure prop asset. And you're just going to be Scarf. And you are part of the Cinnamon outfit. That is me. That is the name I'm going to use. I'm going to actually call you an accessory neck. And probably good. Accept that. Okay, now I'm going to quickly get these fitted to the Genesis 8. So let's pop back into... Actually, I'm gonna fix the very bottom of the tights. We'll do that in Blender real quick here. He said, hoping. So I think I sent out the low. Where did everything go? Let's do an import. Let's find, you're in my dresses somewhere, I think. Dresses. Cinnamon outfit. Whip. And I am looking for the tights G9 base. I think that was the, yeah, I updated that, I think. And I'm going to get a G9 in here too, just so I can make sure that I don't accidentally fix this. Come over here. One of these things. Did I click on G9? I did. There's a G9 right there. Excellent. So I just want to smooth that out, that's all. The smoothing on it didn't look so bad. But when I was deleting stuff off the bottom of these, this was kind of the best shape I could get. So I think I'm going to... And this isn't symmetrical, so I can't really get away with... And we'll just do some sliding. And then I think I'll do a little relaxing. And you, I'm just going to move. And I think we'll just maybe come along like that. And we'll just do loop tools and maybe relax a bit. Maybe take you up a hair. Maybe take you up a hair. Just so I get a nice, smoother shape out of that. I'm probably going to have to regenerate the smoothing modifier. That's fine. All right, we're going to just kind of do the same thing. You actually do look a bit symmetrical. Actually, what if I just relax these right off the bat? That's not too bad. Maybe just do it again. Almost there. Probably good enough. It gives me a little neater. All right, exports you back out. I want to go to the whip folder. And I'm going to override the G9 tights. And then we'll pop back over into here. And we're going to update the base geometry of the tights. We're just updating the vertex position. So that's the one I chose. Tights, G9 base, 814, looking good. Oh, Daz is thinking about it. Oh, wait, there it is. Did I? Yep, there we go, accept. This is just like an import, so I'm just going to say okay to that. Target geometry does not match the, oh, pooper scoopers. How did that happen? Did I grab the wrong one? Oh, I know. I know. I forgot. I didn't do selected only. There's our problem. This should work. Selected only. Now we'll do this. That's better. That did the trick. I'm going to regenerate the smoothing modifier just to make sure. So we'll just come over here to good old edit geometry, remove the smoothing modifier, and then edit geometry, add smoothing modifier. I'm going to come over here and I want it to be generic. So I'll switch that to generic and then I'll hit that memorize button. Is my sub D on? It isn't. Control Shift F. And are you still, you went back. All right, now I'm going to memorize it. Now the tights are good. We'll resave the tights. And this is the one I want to save over. Yeah, target already exists. Would you like to replace it? Hell yeah. Yes, please. Looking good. All right, accept that. All right, let's get this quickly thrown onto the... I'm still optimistic I can get some work done on Blender with the boots today. I got 45 minutes, a little less than that now. We have a Genesis 8 in here already, so I don't have to reload her. I can just pop her back into existence, and I'm going to fix these tights. Let's fix these tights first, and then we'll move on to getting the dress onto her. He said with his brain stopping. Okay, this, you need to be parented. And you're not visible. Now you're visible. There we go. Let's take a look at my mesh resolution. It is at base. I did save this. I saved this at the right size even, I think. Hide that, hide that. Let's do an import. Let's look for that tights G8 female. That one right there. That was the one that was too big when we brought a Marvelous Designer, but should be the right size here. Let's get a Genesis 8 in here just to make sure we're modeling against it correctly. All right, and it's kind of the same deal, which means I probably can still share morphs between this. Actually, I don't even have to share morphs, though. This has all the morphs from the MVP outfit still in it, which is part of the reason why I'm using this slacker method of just chopping the feet off. All right, let's relax you. That's not too bad. Yeah, it's gonna make a nice edge, I think. This is under the boots anyhow. But I would like it to actually look nice even if you're not using it with the boots. It's kind of janky to have this unfinished edge. That's a little better. I think I'm going to move you down a little. Maybe we take you up a hair. Probably good. I'm going to take you up a hair. And I'm going to call that good. And I'm going to override that one right there. Pop into here. I want to take a quick peek at something, though. I just had a bad thought. It's fine. I might straighten up the UVs on these. It might make sense to do that. I don't know. Probably not. I think I'm just going to use maybe basic solid colors on these. And like I said, I'm not overly concerned about how the finished this edge looks. Or maybe I will tweak the UVs. I don't know. I'll think about it. Anywho, let's go back to, I'm in the wrong view. Let's go back to, there we go. All right, let's update this with that new shape we just did. I think I've got the right thing selected, but let's just double check. There we go. Update geometry, vertex position, tights, G8 female. Accept that. Say okay with that. Oh, beautiful. I'm just going to adjust the smoothing modifier like I did with the last one. So we're just going to turn it off and remove it and then re-add it. And I'm in the wrong thing. Wrong tab. There we go. Now we're in the right tab. Geometry, remove. Edit geometry, add. Should be good. Control Shift F. And then we'll see where we are. Master resolution is high. Smoothing. I'm going to switch you to generic and then memorize that. All right. And then I'm going to resave. And I'm not going to save here because those are Genesis 9s. And I don't want to cry on stream today. And there's the tights. And that's this one right here. The second version. I think the rest is this is good. All right, now let's do a slacktastic job of converting. Let's do the dress first, and we'll just make sure we have old G8 selected and drag and drop. And it's going to go, hey, no, use that Genesis 9. And you are a knee-length dress. We're just going to accept that. And now all that other stuff I did, the adding the subdivision, rename the materials, that's all done. Although I'm probably going to try to reshape it a little bit based on the shape we exported from Marvelous Designer. Fingers crossed that nothing broke when we did that. Can I even cross my fingers anymore? Getting old. All right, let's do that. Let's I'm gonna switch. No, I just can't get a good. That's good enough. If I do that, nope. If I do that, is this still working? That's fine. All right, cancel that. Clear the simulation. Okay, let's modify the dress with the shape we saved from Marvelous Designer. Same thing we did with fixing the pants, which is going to update with the quarter dress G8 female. Although this is scaled to 94%. So I have to remember to change this. And I forgot what it is. 106.29.9, I think. 106.29.9. I'm going to hope that was right. If the sizing looks off, it's probably because I typed in the wrong number. And I've got the wrong thing selected. There we go. Let's try this. Oh yeah, let's you should say 8 female. All right, now let's do, damn it. Maybe with the cap locks off. Let's try that. All right, now we'll try to update again with the proper thing selected this time. Sweater dress. G8 female. Except we're still scaled. There we go. That's the shape. I'm going to touch that up. That's just, it didn't quite fit perfectly in the back just because she's a little thinner through there. All right, and now we'll do the same thing. We'll rig up the scarf. Actually, let's go ahead and save this. Oop. Cinnamon tights G8. Let's have you say sweater dress. And let's get rid of that too. I don't need that for this. And you are cinnamon outfit. You sweater dress. You look good. You are actually a dress. There we go. And I'll accept that. All right, let's get this scarf in here. Hey, I don't fit. Okay. Auto transfer. Do the thing. I'm just gonna call you. We'll just say full body. All right, that's good. All right, we're going to do the same thing we did with the other one. We're going to change the name of this to 8 female. All right, and then I'm going to update that geometry with the one we saved from Marvel's Designer. Oops, I forgot to actually choose a file. There we go. Scaling should still need to be adjusted, so we still have that in there. I like the way Daz will remember this stuff. It's always annoying when it doesn't. I didn't see it move, but I'm going to assume it did. Let's save the scarf out. Cinnamon scarf. I don't think I spelled scarf right. Damn it. I think I fat fingered something. You're an accessory for the neck. All right. Oh, I think I did spell it right. Okay, we're good. No, I'm in the wrong folder. I saved you over here. I did save scarf. I didn't misspell scarf. Let's rename you. I think I may have put 2 F's in there. All right, good progress. I've got the basic outfits in Daz now. I still have to do the boots, so we're going to work on the boots a little bit now. And we have a hat. I have a hat floating around somewhere, I think. It's currently scaled for G9, but I think it'll, if I just import it real quick, just so we can look at it. Are you my import? You are my import. And did I call you Cinnamon Cap? Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's scaling. That's what it did. Not that it makes a difference. Uh, Actually, it kind of works out. If it's I have to tweak the fit a little bit better there. That came in a little large. Let's do it without the scaling this time. Let's try that again. All right. It remembers my scaling from what I was doing last. I'm going to put that back to 10,000. And I forgot to count. I have to do this. 10, 1, 2, 3. There we go. So I probably need to tweak it a little bit. We'll add morphs. This is actually fitted to the Genesis 9 female. And what we're going to do is I'm going to tweak the shape of the scarf a little bit so it doesn't clip the cap like that. And of course, we'll need a ton of morphs because that'll never fit hair. Hats never fit hair. All right, I am happy with these. I'm going to set this aside. We're going to run over to Marvelous Designer and get that boot exported out. Actually, I think the boot might be exported out. Hold on. I'll just hide you and you. And we'll activate the import button. We'll go over to the whip folder. I think I have something in. Did I? Cinnamon boot. There it is, boot. I think that's it right there. G8. I think it was a. Yeah, all right. We're going to pick the boot up from here. We need to finish off the sole. Add a little bit of thickness to this. And I'm going to fit it. Well, right now it probably doesn't fit either figure quite right. I think we'll fit it to the Genesis. It's at times like this I need to just get the boot in here and see how it's lining up. I still have my Genesis 9 in here. Let's see where we're lined up with that. I'm going to pop the boot in here real fast. Boop. I'm just trying to figure out what angle I need to set this foot at for this. You're too tall. So you're going to kind of line up kind of like that. And I'm going to want this foot to bend. I try to do in increments of 5, so we'll see how close we are with that. Somewhere in there. So I want to say 15. And then if we put the toes back, 15. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with 15 and 15. And I'm going to make the feet fit that shape there. So what I need is to export you out. Shift Y, right to left. So that I'm mirroring the, I did the right to the left. I think I did left to the right, didn't I? I did. All right, let's export you out. G9 for boots. G9 boots. G9 for boots. Probably good. All right, let me hide that. Bring you back in. I'm going to do G8 for boot now. Leg goes side to side 6. And then I'll just pose the feet kind of the same way. They'll do 15 and minus 15. And I'm going to, for G9, we're going to make it fit that shape. So get that on the both sides. Export that out. G8. Female for boot. Accept that. All right, let's pop over. And I got to remember to give it a little extra room to fit the tights as well. So in here, let's get those in. Date modified. G4 for boot. G8 for boot. Let's hide that one. I'm going to delete all of this from like the knees up, just because it's easier to work with that way. Activate X-ray. Look at it from the front. Let's marquee select down through there. Boop. Is good. All right. Back into object mode. Come over here. We're going to do the same drill. It's just easier to work with when you don't have all that extra geometry just getting in your face. All right, now I think I'm going to dupe this. This one's going to be G8, female, and will be G9. No, I'm gonna just do one and then, so we'll do G9 first and then I gotta convert it. Because I haven't finished modeling the boot. I just remembered that. Stimpy, you fool. So I don't need that just now. Get that G9 back in here. I'm gonna get this boot to fit that. I'm gonna tweak my blender positioning a little bit here. Zoom in. And I've got the wrong things showing. I want that. All right, let's get you. First things first. You know what? Let's do X-ray and look at this from the side. And I can't see. I got a little bit of room in there. I still need to bring you down some. That's pretty close. That'll do. I'm not worried about that poking through. We're going to make the sole of the boot a little bit. Also, I'm going to sculpt this toe out a little bit further. And that generated a really nice shape, actually. I like that, except I don't like back here. Because what I want is I want a nice straight line to go across. Where I can pull my heel out of from like here to here or something like that. There to there. Is that going to make a nice there to there? I'll probably... I'll put my heel through here. Can I just straighten that up? Will that be good enough? No, I don't want that. I want it a little further back. I do kind of want to line it up through here. So I'm going to delete this bottom off and I'm going to rebuild it. try here to here, or is it here to here? Maybe here to here. No, I don't like that. We do not like that. That's probably going to be my best bet right there. And actually, before I do that, and then I'm going to I think that might be good. Yeah, let's do that one. And then let me see. We'll chop this up a bit more. How many of those can I work in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll put 3 cuts in here, and then I can just... Well, if I pick 1 cut, then it breaks into here, and then maybe I can bring another cut this way. And 1, 2, something like that. All right, and then I'll walk this towards the front, and we'll see where we end up there. This isn't as important. This one is kind of important because I'm going to pull a heel out of that. This is just the sole. But if this was really problematic, and I've got this little weird zipper zone in here, and that's the reason why it gets tight in there and it's not on the other side. But I don't think I really have to try to fix around that. So, and then I did want to put in 3 cuts here and get that to work. And I've already got it planned for back here, but let me see how we can get, what do I get here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, I think that works. Because then I could just drop one in here, here, and here, and here. Oops. And that. So those are nice quads. And I can actually do the same thing back here because of the way I was setting things up. So that can be gapped like that. That can be filled in. And those are good. All right, we're going to pull this down a little bit. I got some nasty looking. We're going to reset vectors on this. Clear that smoothing up. There we go. That's much better looking. Then what I want to do is I'm going to assign some materials here. I have some materials here, but I don't know what they are. Well, boot and zipper makes sense. Boot stiff. I don't know what you are. Material, I have no idea. If I select you, what are you? Well, you're the front and the sole. I'm just going to call you sole for right now. I'm going to call that toe. And we're going to put boot in front of all of this. I don't know what you are. Can I select you? Did you select the same thing? Oh, no, you just did an ad. Oh, nothing there. Oh, well. We'll do this. Assign. Let's give it a color so we can spot it. Happy color. For our happy little trees, I'm going to hide you so I can do this. And assign that. bring that all back. Probably, yeah, you should probably cuff up here, shouldn't you? And you're going to be heel. Ooh. Oh, I know. I had it selected. That was the reason. No, don't do that. That's better. Boot heel. There's a more proper name for this. And I'm going to look it up. Because this is the heel, but I want to, there's a name for the parts of a boot. The counter, that is the heel counter back here. Boot. And man, some days I just can't type. Counter. And assign that. Let's give it a color. Hide that. Then I can just control select that and assign that. This is going to be, I'm going to just call that. Is it called a vamp? I'm just going to call it a toe because it makes more sense. Give you a color. Looking good. This is going to be the cuff. Find that. I need a boot interior too. We'll add a little bit of a inside near the top. Boot interior. I think we're good. I think we're good. I don't need you. I can't remove that from in here. Let's try it out here. Can I remove you? And do I still have something on the... So that's going to be just boot. That's just going to be boot zipper. I think I'm going to might add a zipper. Or I might just change my mind and just make that part of the boot. I'm debating. Do I really need that zipper? No, you know what? I'm just going to make that part of the boot. That's what we're going to do. Tab in here. Let's Alt-H and get everything back into view. Let's select the zipper and assign it to boot and give boot a color. And we're getting there. I still need a heel and a heel tip. And we still need an interior. And you all... I need to straighten you up, don't I? Oh, that's a nasty looking... I mean, it works for this thing. I'm going to rebuild this just a little bit. I can still... I haven't... There's no reason not to change. We are changing the geometry anyhow. So let's kniffy through here. And then I can just dissolve that. And you know what? Since we're in here, I might as well just make you a little neater. And if I was really crazy, I would completely realign these, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to live with that. Although this just drives me crazy, but it does it all the way down. I'm going to live with it. Although these I'm going to assign to the cuff right here. You, and you are all part of the cuff. Let's give the cuff a nice happy color. A little happy yellow there. And then I can just select the cuff, and then we can put a little proportional editing on. We can try to get this to fit a little bit better. I'm going to dial that down a little bit so I'm not moving the whole boot, just part of it. All right, I'm happy with, nope, I'm not happy with that. I probably should make it a little bigger or something. I do have to fit the tights in here. Probably be a good idea to get the, I'll probably do that later. Make sure, we'll try, maybe touch it up with ZBrush or something. Get that off of there. Because I had a sneaking suspicion they're going to poke out a little bit down here. I think I'm happy with that. All right, let's finish. Let's do this, get the sole and the heel in here. So deselect everything, come over to boot sole. What are you? Are you still? Did I select anything? You know what? Where's that thing? Where's my statistics? I have selected nothing. Okay. That means I can kill you. Die, you gravy sucking. All right. Now we come in here. Select that. Control Shift F. Where's a Control F? Extrude along normals. G Z. Oops, let's turn proportional editing off. G Z. I'm gonna do that. We're gonna add you to the sole. I'm gonna sculpt that toe out a little bit. I do have to pull you out. You know what? That might do the trick. That's a little better. All right, let's go back to edit mode. I want to pull the edge of that boot out just a little bit. So Control F, extrude faces along normal, and pull that out a little. Let's do that and assign you to the sole. I probably need there's a term for the top of the sole, isn't there? The welt. Welt? Yeah. So let's do that. I'm gonna be a little overly neurotic on my material zones here. That's gonna be the boot welt. I'm also going to add, actually, so let's assign that. Give you a color. And then this, I'm going to make the sole edge. No, I have a material sitting there not being used. Boots sole edge. I want everything to say boot in front of it. All right, assign you. What am I going to call you? You're going to be heel and heel tip. Damn it. No, that's good. These are going to come. We're almost. Oh, yeah, I still have to add the thickness. Actually, let's just do that real quick. Here we're gonna slack like this. Nope. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shift D. Scale, but not on the Z. There we go. I now have an interior. And then I'm just going to fill that gap on the top. I should be able to just run it around like that. Excellent. We'll just put a little bevel on that edge. Perfect. I want that sole to be a little, I want to make the sole a little thicker. All right, and then I'm going to pull this heel out. I don't actually need this line here, so I think I'm going to get rid of that. We'll just dissolve that out. And then I'm going to select through here. Look at you from the side. Do an extrude. Pull you down. Flatten you out. Scale you up a little bit. Take a look from the back. Take a look from the... Maybe scale you a little bit more. And then we'll do another extrude, and that'll be the sole edge. I'll get you from the front. And I'm going to bring you down just a little bit. And what I want to do is, I probably should get that so it lines up down about there. I should probably work to flatten out the bottom. I'm not going to worry about it. It's probably good enough. All right, we like that. Let's assign some materials here. That's going to be the heel. I'm going to add just a couple more cuts in there so I don't have those really weird long polys. Damn it, I keep... Am I in there? I mean, I'm not even in the right... There we go. That's the heel tip. Put a little... I'm going to put a little divot right in here. Add a bevel with a little loopy thing in there. Select that little line in the middle. Select that little line. I keep hitting the window key. There's a new keyboard. I'm not quite used to it yet. My fingers are off just a little bit. It's a little smaller than my old keyboard. Scale is good. I think I'm in the ballpark of being done. with a couple minutes left. So that's the modeling portion of today's program. I still have to UV map that. Then we're going to mirror it over. Then I'm going to fit it to our friend over here. She's in here somewhere. I could have sworn I had a G8 female for boot. It's pretty close, but it needs a little bit of work. So work on boots in progress. We have made good progress on the outfit. I did a little bit of work on the hat today before stream. So I'm kind of happy with the direction it's heading in. I still have to redo the UVs for the hat so that it fits on the same map, scarf and the dress. Tights and the boots are going to just keep their own maps, I think. I don't think I'm going to remap this onto the same map with these. I'm not feeling the need for that. Anyhow, I'm happy with where we're going. So nice progress here. Let's thank you all for being here. Everybody, buy DZ stuff. He's super cool. Also, my mod wasn't here today, but, you know, check out Charles. He doesn't stream a whole lot, but he's a super cool cat. Let's see who's on. Yeah, thanks for being here. I'm glad to see you. And we'll go right out. We'll see if any of the art friends are on. If not, it's Thursday. There's always, probably Dr. DK. Hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate you saying that. I think I've got one viewer. So you know what? I'm just going to raid Dan. I think that's the plan. If Dan is on, my good friend Bad Tooth Records, I'm going to scroll down and see if there's somebody with a viewer who I feel like I want to go over and say hi to. Nope, I don't see nobody. I'm just going to go say hi to Dan. DJ Stulu's on. DJing and junk. Maybe we'll just hang out with DJ Stulu. We'll do that. Let's go over and say hi to DJ Stulu if anybody's here. If there's anybody on YouTube, thanks. I appreciate that. Like and subscribe. If there's anybody on Twitch who wants to join the raid, feel free. Here is a raid call. Here is a sub raid call. And feel free to join the Discord if you haven't already. Thanks for sharing that stuff, by the way, on Saturday, DZ. Good stuff, man. Discord. There you go. You can join my Discord there. And also buy my stuff at Daz. There you are. And what else we got to do? I'm going to raid. I'm going to call it a night. And so, / raid DJ Stulu, like it sounds. Let's go over and say hi to our good friend Stu. That did not, no, that did right. That did work. I think it worked. That looks like it worked. Yep. Alrighty. Thank you all for being here. I will be back Saturday, 1 p.m. I'm going to try to do something a little special on the Saturday night. 8 p.m. evening show because it's the Saturday before Halloween. And also I'm just going to call it 6-year streamiversary. Yay. Okay, enough of that. Anyhow, I'll be back at 1 for modeling stuff, and then the Saturday Night Social and streamiversary Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Copy that. Alrighty, thank you all for being here. I hope you'll have a good rest of a Thursday or Friday for those of you on the happy side of the planet. And hasta la vista, baby.